Hi, welcome to Small Talks. Today we have a distinguished guest, Mr. Thaufeeq Ahmed. He is an advocate from High Court of Kerala, and he is very much instrumental in bringing society-oriented public interest litigations, and he is very successful on that litigations. And I welcome Mr. Thaufeeq Ahmed to Small Talks. Hi,
Hi.
hi, Mr. Ahmed.
Hi.
Mr. Thaufeeq Ahmed, right now the Indian legal system is recently misused for making controversies for marketing movies. Like recently we have seen Padmavati, that recently Adar Love, that movies has been legally taken into court and making news. I think making controversies is more easy to market a movie. And what is your comment and what's your opinion on that?
Regarding the Padmavati controversy, what I can suggest to you is that it's not something which has been brought to the court. The court has not intervened in that situation. The issue was that before seeing the movie, some people made controversy stating that it is against some sect of people living in a particular area. So the court intervened and stated that they are not going to stay the viewing of the movie as such. See, why they have come before the creating problems was that, see, even in the censor board also, there are certain things we have to look into. One is with regard to that these movies, they shouldn't show a public leader in a wrong way. First. Second is that these movies shouldn't be made in such a way that it will create communal tensions between people. It is affecting the religious sentiments and all these things. See, these people, they try to make these things out, stating that they have affected their religious sentiments and all those things. But after seeing the movie, they themselves understood that there are no issues like that. And with regard to the second movie, which is mentioned as Adar movie, in that case also what the Supreme Court has stated is that no FIR should be registered against this particular girl Priya in any of the states with regard to this particular issue, because it is our freedom of speech and expression, and there is nothing relating to that. And another aspect which you should consider is that, see, people, they say that when they pray, her face comes in her mind. See, it is their own personal problem. Yeah. How can it be related to the public at large or a particular community at large?
But the thing is, the legal system has been hired for this type of things. Recently, nowadays, the people is using this trend. If you want to make a movie controversy, for an example, Malayalam movie Army, it's been portrayed by Kamal, a biopic of Madhavi Kuti, and somebody is filing, some advocate is filing a litigation that the movie is wrongly portrayed, and the movie become controversy. The newspapers all putting the news about this movie, and they are getting a lot of mileages. So I am just asking that is this right way to market a movie? Is like misusing the legal system of India?
See, there are 2-3 things. See, if the court finds that they are misusing the legal system just for marketing, the court can take definite action against them. One is there. Second is that if they are making a particular movie, there are lots of other ways to market a movie. Why should they create a situation that all these people look into this particular movie and coming and seeing the movie? That is not correct. Even I am not that aware whether people who are involved in making the movie, not people who are directly involved in directing the movie or in the screenplay or anything. People who are trying to sell this movie, they may be creating some problems, so that more people will come and watch the movie. That way of marketing a movie is not at all correct. And if such a thing is made to the court, and court finds that is not correct, then heavy compensation will be, or damages will be claimed. Heavy fine has to be paid by the person who is making this kind of controversy. And a malicious prosecution can also come in if it is a false case. If it is only to create problems, then other things will also come in. With regard to see, they are making an issue and creating communal tension just for marketing this movie. That is not correct. Even cases can be filed, criminal cases can be filed against them on this particular issue.
Okay, I am just moving to the national anthem. Now Supreme Court is particular. It's up to the theater owners or the film distributors or whoever it is, and national anthem can be played or cannot be played. So, do you think that is it necessary to play national anthem before a movie? A movie can be entertainment, a movie, a comedy movie, horror movie, and even a prawn movie, even a certificate movie. Is it compulsory to show a national anthem before a movie?
See, one aspect that we should all understand is that, see, we should respect our national flag, national anthem, everything. See, once if at any particular place, in a public place, if a national anthem is played, you should give that much importance, that much seriousness. And you have to stand up, stand stern. Then you have to, say the national anthem. That is the way how it should be. Here, what happened was that there was a direction by the Supreme Court that it was mandatory that everybody should stand. Later, there were also other issues involved in it. People have decided to take law into their own hands, even against people who can't even stand up. Even in that particular order, in the first order also, the court has clearly mentioned, see, there were certain, exemption made for people who are having any mental illness, people who are suffering from any, physical disability and everything. There were certain things. Then what the court at the later stage, latest decision, what they have said is that early it was mandatory that, this national anthem should be played. Later it was changed that it will be directive. If they want, they can. But once when it is played, then importance should be given to them. Another thing what the court has done is that, they have constituted an interministerial committee to look into those aspects as to where it should be done. And 6 months time has been granted from January to give a report. And it is the final authority who has to decide whether this national anthem is to be played or not. It is the central government. So this report has to be given to the central government. They have to take a decision. Yeah. So this, but it is, if the government finds that it has to be played, it has to be, and we have to respect it.
Why the legal system is just cutting the creativity and the creative side of a director or an actor while he is using a drink, or he is smoking, or he is using if the character demands, if he is smoking a cigarette or he is drinking an alcohol, a foreign whiskey or a local brand or in a toddy shop, or if he is using a drug. So why the legal system is stopping all those things? It's a matter of creativity. If a character who is the hero has to portray it about a guy who is drunkard, or he is a womanizer, or he is a regular use of drug. Why the court is why the legal system is a sword is hanged over this creativity?
See, in my opinion, the court has not, made any restrictions on the creativity of a person who is making a movie. Only thing that what the court has done is that, certain restrictions have been made, particularly with regard to the use of tobacco. There are legislations which says that the tobacco use should not be, the advertisement of tobacco should not be shown. Only that is seen even in the censor board. When a movie is shown, a person is using a cigarette, then that, a strip will come stating that, cigarette is injurious to health.
I'm just interrupting you. I know that you have studied outside India, but in the foreign countries, the movies is not like that. In India, only the statutory warning is come. So why?
See, okay. So with regard to that, what I can say is that we are that much concerned about our citizens, or the state or the judiciary is that much concerned about the citizens. See, here there is no restriction in people using tobacco or liquor or anything like that. So, and even in the directive principles of state policy, what they, even with regard to the tobacco, nothing is mentioned. With regard to alcohol, this use of alcohol should be, reduced over the period. It is what is mentioned in the directive principles of state policy.
But state is selling alcohol in the beverages corporation, and they are regulating the use of alcohol in the cinema. And how it is? It's there is an irony on.
No, there is no irony on it. See, everybody has, what we can understand from this is that, it is being sold, but it is not advertised. See, if a particular advertisement of a particular drink or a particular drink is brought in the TV or in television, what you can, people will try to buy that particular thing. And that way they may increase their chances of drinking that particular drink. So for cutting that only this is being done. Nowhere there is advertisement or either of cigarettes or of alcohol or anything like that.
But I know recently you have filed a bill in the Honorable High Court of Kerala regarding the drug trust during the drug driving. So what makes you do all this is a particular, I think it's first of its kind. Yeah, in India the court has asked DGP to do needful on this case. So what makes you to do this thing, and what is the intention, or what do you wish to, what should be the final result to become?
See, it's even if it is not related to movies, it has some relation to the movies. Because of a lot of people or youngsters, everybody uses drugs in one way or the other. The reason being there is no clear, restrictions or, to, control the use of drugs as such. Even though the NDPS Act is there, and even the, sections there quotes that, if you are consuming alcohol, you are entitled for rigorous imprisonment for 1 year. Consuming any drug which comes under the NDPS Act scheduled. Yeah, it is, punishable. But nobody knows. They're doing it. And another thing is that what specific reason why I given this particular public interest litigation is that, a lot of people, they use drugs and then drive. It's a big problem.
Yeah, but it's police has no system to find it, and because they have that system of howling
analyzer.
system, breath analyzer. But in the drug, while if somebody use drug and drive, how can they recognize?
See in it's only so this particular device is not all in India, but it is there in other places. Other places in the sense of United Kingdom, US and other states, other countries, they have this system called drug testing devices. So from the oral fluid, if a person has consumed a drug, it can be easily traceable that he has used a particular drug. And there is another machine which says that as to which particular drug that he has used. See, so while driving earlier, only 185 was only involved. That's with regard to, consuming drug and driving. But actually there are two offenses. One, consuming drugs. That is an offense. Second is driving under the influence of drugs. Two offenses are there. So if there is, people are aware that this is the, punishment that they are going to get on the use of drugs, normal case, people will stop using drugs while driving.
Yeah.
And that is what my intention is all about.
But the cases, the drunk and drive cases are increasing day by day. The people used to still drive under the influence of alcohol. The police is checking in the signals and the junctions. But is it possible to regulate the drug use? Also, your plea will help too.
Yeah, definitely my plea will help. If these machines are introduced in Kerala or anywhere in India, definitely the people will try to reduce using drugs while driving. For other cases, there is NDPS Act is there, the excise department is there to find out people who are consuming drugs. Mine is only with regard to the use of drugs while driving. It is very limited.
I'm coming back to the cinema. I know the liquor or beverages corporations or everything. It's legally the government is legally selling all those things. But in the case of drugs, the tobacco is also selling in all the shops. It's available in each and every nook and corner of every state, in the pan shop, everywhere, supermarket, everywhere. But coming to the drugs, why don't the court should ban the movies which promoting the use of drugs, and the movies focusing on the drugs, and that should be a good thing, because the drugs is banned thing.
No, that is not. See, that is what, like Padmavati, this is also a problem. You cannot restrict, artistic talent of a person in making a movie. And it is not right on the part of the court in saying that all movies on drugs or alcohol should be banned. Normally, when a movie comes with a person who is using drugs, it will not be shown in a positive way. Normally, it will be negative. So, a person who is seeing will be able to understand the negative aspects of it. And moreover, if a particular strip is shown that use of drugs, it is an offense punishable under NDPS Act, normally people will hesitate to take it. So my opinion is that court shouldn't restrict the that artistic activity, or the talent of a person who's making a movie on drugs. Movies should be there, everything should be allowed. And also, in other things also, there are restrictions made by the censor board, or a certification is done based on that. So, there is no need for the government, the court to enter into that aspect.
So, coming apart from this, nowadays the women is facing lot of problems in the society, and they are asking if somebody is demanding something, the people calls them as feminist, and the child abuse. As a legal person, one of the predominant advocate in the High Court of Kerala. So, what type of laws should be implemented for their protection, as well as in the movies can give such social messages, and the TV channels, and why don't the court and the coming to another thing, the channels or some medias is showcasing so many shows, and somebody is coming and say their own opinions on the shows, and but the people are watching and people are commenting on it, and they are I think they are quite influenced on these comments. So, what type of what is your legal opinion on that? Because recently there is a trend in the channels. The people are coming in the nightmares. I could saw them as nightmares. They are coming and sitting, and they are blabbering like anything. They are saying anything without any license. Even they are abusing a person sitting nearby. So, what type of legal actions or how it's legally viable?
Legally viable, see, there are 2-3 things that we can say. If something is written wrongly against a person, and it is defaming him, defaming in the sense that a person known to whom finds that it is defaming the person, then definitely civil and criminal cases can be filed against them. And see, another aspect which I should mention is that because of the advent of social media so much, even in the case of movies, earlier there was only piracy. Only piracy was there. Only that thing, there are now legal systems to prevent it. Now, another aspect is that earlier, film reviews were being made by people who know about cinema, who have seen cinema. Now, the new trend is that the whole story will be made available in the social media, and wrong comments will be made about the movie. In such a situation that movies will not go, and there will be heavy loss for the producers. Till now, there are no effective systems to tackle that, but the film industry should take steps to tackle that in one way or the other.
Should court should be instrumental on taking sumoto laws on, or should the producers association or the directors association should go to court to moot all those things?
Which
These type of laws, because the people are just tampering, just tarnishing good movies by writing negative reviews without any reason.
See, again, it's all, it's actually a collective thing. When a public interest litigation, I have given a litigation, and there are other people also involved. The media is involved to let the people know that this is wrong. Police is involved to execute these orders and everything. So, like that, there should be a collective group in this media itself to correct those things. Then, then if it is not working out properly, then you can go to the court. And court is the last relief.
Yeah.
Before that, if you can settle everything out and make certain conditions that, this is not correct, that will be fine.
So, do you think the media is called the fourth estate, and even the people consider a little bit media than the court? And what's your opinion on that?
It depends upon, see, what happens is that, with regard to the judiciary, judges, they are well studied, they know law, they have been practicing law or hearing law for more than 20 years. Even lawyers also, they have been practicing law. So, better than anyone, these lawyers and the judges, they can, give a decision on a legal subject better than the media. Media should focus on what they are good at. Basically, with regard to, making good news, which is good to the people, good shows, good talk shows and everything. Even with regard to the opinion also, what I can find is that, opinion should be, and it is always from a common man. The media, they are not, they cannot take the role of a judge or an advocate. They're just another common man. Take a case of a professional or an engineer. They're doing their job properly. A advocate cannot do the job of an engineer without studying those things and getting an experience over it. Then only he can do the job of an engineer. Similar, with regard to legal profession also, leave those things to us. We will handle it. You do your job. I think that will be a better thing. If it's a fourth estate, you want to be known as a fourth estate, be the fourth estate.
Okay, thank you. And today it's all for the day. And I would like to thank Mr. Thaufeeq Ahmed for spending this much time with us. And he had elaborated about the legal systems and the confusions which we have, because nowadays the legal system has been knowingly or unknowingly used for marketing some movies. And I wish all the success for Mr. Thaufeeq Ahmed for his upcoming legal endeavors. And thank you, Mr. Thaufeeq Ahmed, for spending this much of time. So thanks a lot, and see you again. See you.